in principle, I think the US is eager to see a more assertive Europe, and particularly an EU that's less dependent on the US for its own security, which has been, of course, a long-term theme in US attitudes toward Europe, goes back to the 60s, but is very much reinforced by several factors. And the first is Biden and many of his top officials have a very Atlanticist orientation, and they see the EU, in Biden's phrase from 2013, as an indispensable partner of first resort. And of course, as a corollary, you want a strong and capable partner. And as you indicated, it's a stark departure from the Trump administration's view of the EU as a competitor, seeing the EU as an entity formed to rip off the US. But so the second factor is America's internal problems, and we're all very familiar with those. Biden's desire to focus on healing a sick society and a sick economy, push the administration toward a position where the help of allies is not just welcome, but really needed. And I would add a sort of psychological factor. I think Democrats in the US feel quite besieged at home, and they very much believe in this rhetoric of shared values with the EU. And this makes the EU almost a refuge from critics at home, and I would argue predisposes the administration toward a position of trust and amity toward the EU. So in principle, and I think Rose is among those who've made this point, a stronger EU is a stronger partner in a very challenging world in which the US very much needs strong partners. But when we get to practicalities, of course, difficulties emerge, and the first is some skepticism about whether the EU whether the EU has the will and the capacity to take on more responsibility.